Welcome you all here to Gembrook Recreation Reserve for the 2025 Veterans Grand Final, and how fantastic it is to have Veterans footy back in the Outer East. We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And we extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here tonight. Firstly, we would like to congratulate our umpires and their appointment to tonight's Grand Final. It is always a great pleasure to officiate a Grand Final. Congratulations to Gembrook, Cockatoo and Belgrave for making it into tonight's Grand Final, and we wish you both the very best of luck. I would now like to invite everyone who is able to please be upstanding and remove your hats for the Australian National Anthem. And a very good evening to all those tuning in to our Veterans Grand Final here in the Outer East on a crisp night here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. And we are looking forward to the ultimate game between Gembrook Cockatoo and Belgrave as they fight it out here on a Friday night at Gembrook. I'm Adam Miller taking you through tonight's action, and joining me in the commentary box, of course, is Trent Dalton and Adam Brogden. Gentlemen, good evening, in fact.
Yes, yes, there's a different one to be saying, but yes, good evening to you, Aidan, good evening to you, Adam. We just demolished an absolutely beautiful meal at the canteen.
Absolutely, we did.
Fill us in what we just demolished, and we had a very good rating.
Oh, absolutely, we did. We had our pulled beef rolls. Oh, they were fantastic. And drum roll, please. It was our first 10 on the segment. So really well done, Gembrook Cockatoo, for the canteen. Oh, it's fantastic food. I thought someone else was going to start talking, to be honest. I felt like it was the end of the sentence.
All right, no, fair enough. We are
underway
in the Veterans Grand Final for season 2025. It is Gembrook Cockatoo versus Belgrave. And we're underway. The tap was one down on that occasion there by Spruan, and Belgrave with the early centre clearance as they send the ball to half forward. Bit of a bouncing football, hard to gather. A little bit of rain just before, so it might be a bit slippery early days. They try and dish a handball away, but it was smothered. Now the Magpies can try and get themselves inside forward 50. Really anyone's ball to be won here at the moment. Plenty of players crash the pack. Through comes the umpire, and we will have a stoppage early days in the grand final. So Belgrave winning the early territory battle at the Gembrook Belgrave road of the ground. So now Gembrook look to try and counter-attack as the ball goes out wide. Maybe an opportunity here for Yo if he can get the ball under his control. He just paddles it forward. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Will it stay in play? Yes, it will. And the Brookers can look to counter-attack. High up and under handball. Look to cutting it off there, I think, was Carlisle. And the ball eventually makes its way over and it will be thrown back into play. So no last kick rule in these grand finals like we had in the juniors the last couple of weeks, Adam. So
no, certainly not.
Might be a little bit less confusion.
Positive signs, boys, that we can already see. The scoreboard's nice and bright.
Yes, it is. No, fantastic. So the Brookers now really forward a centre for the first time tonight. And there's a whistle, and I think a free kick going to be going Belgrave's way.
I think it's worth to note, too, the Brookers have gone through the season undefeated.
Yes, they have. Exactly right. Belgrave just with a slight bit of ascendancy to start this game. So they get the territory back. They can go inside forward 50. High up and under ball. No mark can be taken. Ball comes to ground level. Maybe an opportunity for a handball to come out of the pack. Kick towards goal. Looks okay, but it's well and truly offline. And it will be a boundary throw in deep inside the forward pocket of Belgrave.
So Belgrave looked to have plenty of the ball earlier on, for else of it.
They have. They've had pretty much all the territory. They've got the 2 forward 50 entries so far. Gembrook have only just gone forward to centre. So it's going to be a ball up, in fact, in the forward pocket. So both rucks to go at it. Up it goes. So Spruan probably got the better of that one. Ball comes to ground level. Maybe an opportunity here for Schill. Again, ball really hugging the boundary line. Kick out of the pack there. I think that was from Francis, and he's missed the whole lot, I think, and out of bounds in the full, and Gembrook Cockatoo will get a free kick in the back pocket. Looks like Colosimo will be the recipient.
A free kick to be brought in the back pocket here. The Brookers trying to get some territory battles. They kick it down the line, looking for a teammate there in Brown. There, Brown, he's bumped off the ball, so Belgrave back with ball in hand now. They link up for a couple of handballs. Handball at the back, they get it over to Bliston. Bliston goes backwards and gets it over to a teammate in Sprun, but he fumbles it. Now, big tackle laid there. Umpire's still letting the play go on. Appeals for a free kick. The umpire, I believe, is giving one. Or is he signaling for a boundary throw-in?
Boundary. Oh, no, it's a ball up. So I think it's boundary umpires call the ball out of bounds, but it's a ball up.
Okay, so the ball's thrown up here. Brookers get the tap down there. But there is a free kick, courtesy of Comac. The free kick is going to go the way of Belgrave. In Sprawn, we're going to go with. As he kicks one down the line to half forward. Nearly a mark taken. Can they get one out the back here and move it forward? Yes, they can. Couple kicks off the ground, trying to get in his possession there is Stephen Wright of the Brookers. Ball at the bottom of the pack in dangerous territories. Where's the whistle being blown? And it's going to be a free kick going the way of Gembrook as the player stayed down a little bit. Couple of whistles. I thought he was going to ask to be brought back, but now the player still does carry on. There's a kick down to the wing, looking for a teammate, but it beats the whole pack, gets out the back, and they might be able to move here. Tucking under his arm and running his Trevor. But he's met with a big strong tackle. Big strong tackle there by Pollock. Stopped him in his tracks when we thought they got out the back. So Pollock now will get this at half back. Has a look and then opts to just go down the line to the pack that forms. Can a mark be taken? No. Ball taken cleanly at the back. Now they link up for a few handballs, but the handball misses the target, but they managed to get it in their possession anyway. Middle of the ground now. A couple of handballs, but now it's turned over. Here's Turnbull Cockatoo with their first look forward. Unable to hold the mark was Tim Scott. A bit of a wobble in his direction. Another tackle is laid. The pressure is enormous early on in this game, and we're going to have a stoppage centre half forward towards the 50 of Gembrook Cockatoo.
So as Trent mentioned, the Brookers with their first real look at a forward 50 entry. Got the ball at centre half forward. So a couple of players now rush back, so both rucks to do battle again. Sprum probably got the better of the tap. Ball comes to ground level. Now here's a chance for the Brookers. They will go inside forward 50 this time. Long kick to a one-on-one contest. Was there a hold? Yes, there was. And the Brookers will get the first shot at goal of the night.
It was always there.
Yep, definitely. So it looks like Andrew Shipp will be the recipient of the free kick. So he's pretty much directly in front, only about 15 or so metres out. So Shipp with a first look at goal for the grand final. And he comes with a couple of stutter steps. Has he got it? No, he's just missed to the right. So there you go. So the Brookers do open the scoring, but only with a minor score. So one behind the Brookers. Belgrave yet to open their account. Shipp offline with that one.
Shipp is a friend in front of the big sticks. He kicked 3 last time these two teams versed.
There we go. So Belgrave with the first kick into the evening. And fair to say, great to see plenty of cars out here as well. It is absolutely jam-packed here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve tonight.
You didn't have to park behind the goals this time, mate.
Fortunately, no, I didn't. Here we go. Still got PTSD from that day all the way back in round 2.
So learned your lesson, costly.
Yeah, I did. It was costly. Carlisle loads up on the right boot and sends the ball out to the outer side wing. Couldn't quite find a set of hands. And now Gembrook Cockatoo will be able to rebound. Handball comes back in towards the corridor. Kick around the body off the boot there of Nobelius was smothered. Now Belgrave look to counter-attack and they'll try and take on the corridor here. But again, it's been intercepted. So now the Brookers with a bit of ascendancy here, a bit of a wobbler. Back into the corridor they go. No mark could be taken. It just slipped through the fingertips of Fenton. Couldn't get the ball under his control. And now it is a gridlock in the middle of the ground, just paddled away. This might work out for the Brookers, but again, it's been turned over. And now Belgrave, is that holding the ball? No, umpire calls them to go. Another kick into the pocket. Another chance for Shipp, but the ball trickles over the boundary line and will be balled up, I believe, in the forward pocket.
Did really well in that contest in virtually a 2-on-1 situation. It used his body well, but unfortunately the ball did beat him to the boundary line.
Yep.
So deep in the pocket here. So I think you're right, Aiden, because the ball has gone over and they're throwing it straight back to the umpire.
Yep.
They're not going to bother with throwing it back in from the boundary as the ball's thrown up. Brookers get that tap down. Can they manage a goal from this situation now? Ball at the bottom of the pack. Is that in the back? Yes, it is. They're going to have another look at this now, the Brookers. And we'll just have a look. It looks like that will be off the boot of Goff. Stephen Goff. And a 25-metre penalty.
Always a stiff one to give away.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we didn't think he was going to kick the first goal of the grand final, he's pretty much a certainty now. This will get the crowd up and going at the home deck. So Goff looking to put through the first goal of the grand final directly in the goal square. Goff goes back and puts it straight over the umpire's hat. And there's the first goal of the grand final of the veterans. Going the way of the undefeated Brookers.
Yeah, just if you're Belgrave, you really don't need to give that 25 away. No. Just, you know, a bit of lip, that's all right every now and then, but just especially when you're going for the first score of the first goal of the game, like, you know, you don't really want to give up that pressure.
No, exactly right. And they did so well the first couple of minutes, Adam. They had the territory, and now they've gone and considered the first goal the other way. And you're right. You know, he was on a little bit of an angle there, nothing too ridiculous, but, you know, to then put him in the goal square and make a certainty of it, that's a bit of a coach killer, as they say.
Yeah, of course.
So we do wait for the ball to come back into the middle of the ground. So the Brookers open the score, and they got the first behind now. They've got the first goal. So Belgrave, after starting the game pretty well, now find themselves in arrears as the ball comes back into the middle. And once again, it will be Comac in the ruck to go up against Spruan. It's been a pretty even battle in the ruck so far. So the umpire just not quite sure what he's waiting for. And see, you can actually see the breeze just coming across the ground there incredibly. So Comac probably got the better of that tap. The Brookers look to get it out of the centre clearance. They just might be able to. Coming up to meet the football is Trevora. Just couldn't quite win the foot race. He might now on hands and knees. Paddles it forward looking for Mawson. Mawson, can he get the ball under his control? No, he can't. Now tracking it towards the boundary line is Francis of Belgrave. And I think the ball has made its way over. And it will be a ball up forward to centre for Gembrook Cockatoo, who now have really taken control of this game. Just the 7-point margin, but they've got all the territory and all the possession of the football. So the umpire will throw the ball aloft. Spruan and Comac. I think Spruan probably got the better of that one. Little fresh air swing, goes nowhere. Umpire circling. Again, it's a bit of a gridlock. Ball not going anywhere, and the umpire will call for repeat stoppages on the outer side of the ground. So once again, Spruan and Comac, up it goes. Spruan won it down at ground level, and he's got it down to one of his teammates, and now Belgrave with an opportunity, a bit of a scrubby kick off the boot, probably not going to be too effective, and now Gembrook Cockatoo can go back the other way. Long kick to half forward to a 1-on-1 contest. No mark can be taken. Where are the crummers out the back? None forthcoming. Coming up to meet the football was Carlisle, but he just paddles the ball over the boundary line, and there will be a stoppage at half forward for Gembrook Cockatoo. So can the Brookers manufacture another goal? As Trent mentioned, undefeated all season. Up it goes. They'll want to keep that going tonight, obviously. So they do get the ball inside forward 50, but a huge pack of players congregate around the football. Spruan had an opportunity. Now a long kick to the top of the square. Ship. Oh, he's got rid of his man and he's taken the mark. Oh, he thought about the handball. He decided against it. And he plays on. Kick around the body. Oh, no. He's hit the belly of the ball.
Doesn't matter.
But it won't matter. He has got it. He has kicked the goal. Doesn't matter how they go through, as they say. And Ship, after missing one earlier, puts that one through, and the Brookers out to a 13-point break.
Didn't make it easy for himself, did he?
No, he thought about the handball, the dish off, and the player in the mark nearly smothered it, so he rightfully didn't do that. And then the kick around the body didn't look the prettiest off the boot, but he got it nonetheless, Adam.
I reckon he spent 10 seconds in the air. The goal umpire was just watching it sail through the middle, but he was looking for a very, very long time.
He most certainly was, and the ball is now back in the middle.
Probably lost it to the light.
So ball back in the middle now, ready to resume play. As I said, the scoreboard's pretty bright, so I'm trying to look. Oh no, don't worry, that's the time I'm looking at. As the ball's tucked down, I was trying to see how long ago the quarter. It's been going 11 minutes in this quarter now. There's a handball out the back. No clear possession being won yet. Now another handball coming out the back, and they get it going. It's going towards the Brookers forward line now, picking it up there and running onto it. It was Coolissimo. Now they get a kick moving forward. Again, they go to the square. Again, they get the mark. Again, Ship turns around and puts it straight through for his second. They're after a flyer here, the Brookers.
Wow, Ship just like being able to get rid of his man. He's doing a really good job of shedding the body work that's been done, and just to be open in the goal square pretty much is it's a crime. It's what it is. Really well done there.
No, he's really winning that one-on-one battle at the moment, isn't he, Adam? He looks a little bit too good at the moment.
He certainly does. So he kicks his second.
Yep.
If he keeps this up, we don't know how many he might kick tonight.
No, exactly
As
right.
I mentioned last time these two teams versed, he did kick 3.
He's 2/3 of the way there, isn't he, Trent?
Yep. This is the ball to be brought back into the middle now and ready to resume play. The ball's thrown back up here. Tapped down, won by Belgrave off the hands of Besley. Now they move it forward, but a pack form, so no clear possession being won, but they managed to get a handball out. Besley goes in and gets it. Now big tackle laid in the middle of the ground. A couple of players appeal with the umpire says, I'll have that ball and ball that one up, thank you.
Just quickly, boys, we already said how busy it is tonight. There are still cars coming in.
Yeah.
This place is jam-packed.
There's not really places to park, to be honest.
There's not.
Hopefully they don't go behind the goals, Aiden?
No, exactly. There are a few back there right now.
Couple of handballs at the back now. Belgrave trying to move this one forward.
Ugh.
Now tapped down. All big contest laid there. Good work by both players, but they've called a free kick here. And I think the Brookers are going to get it. I believe that's going to go back to, I think that's James Brown. So Brown, tucked up on the wing, decides to switch the play and brings it to centre half forward, but beats everyone and gets out the back. The bounce didn't quite fade at Goff. Now he gets it. Now they go at the back, Belgrave. They run around and they do it quite easily. They bring it up the middle. It's that beautiful, neat-looking kick. But no one hold the mark was Thomas McDonald. Now the Brookers can go, turn around, ships there again, but it's just going to beat him. She's going to go out of bounds on the full.
Apparently not. It's been awarded a behind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was I the only one that thought it went out on the full?
No,
I
thought it went out in the full.
Okay,
The boundary umpire thought it went out in the
I
full.
hope I haven't made myself look silly.
No,
you guys
not at all.
clearly knew it was a point but didn't say anything.
Fenton was the behind kicker.
Yeah, they kicked the ball moving forward, going back inside the forward 50 there was Wilkie.
That one's out on the full.
But this one is out of the full.
Definitely.
So what we do, is there editing in this live commentary? We can cut that part and put that there. I don't know what I'm saying.
You should reverse
switch
the
it
two.
around. So middle of the ground, comes back with a nice intercept mark paid there. It's going to be brought in by Stephen Wright. He's at centre half forward. So Wright has a look. Again, look who's in the goal square. Ship, if he can get in a one-on-one here, could be dangerous. And that's exactly where they go. Wright could go himself. Wright kicks it all the way himself and puts it straight through. How's that for a monster kick? Stephen Wright says, I don't need you. Ship and does it himself.
26 points the difference. This is becoming an avalanche very quickly.
He's smoked that from half forward. And he's kicked that from beyond the arc, but it hasn't just landed just over the goal line too. That's cleared the Hilux behind the goal. That is there is some serious force behind that boot.
So wait for the ball to come back in the middle, and the Brookers suddenly absolutely dominating this contest. After Belgrave had a pretty respectable start, it's really getting away from them quite quickly. They do need to get a goal before quarter time, at least one. So the umpire throws the ball aloft, up it goes. So going up the ruck this time is Besley for Belgrave. Again, it looks like the Brookers might be able to get the centre clearance, but no, it is Belgrave who will send the ball inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. Here's a chance now. Spruan has looked to have gone forward, but he's turned it over. Now the overlap handball comes over the top, straight into the hands of Harrop, who gets the ball under control. Check side is a good one as well. Onto the chest of Colosimo. Peers into the corridor, and that's exactly where he's going to go. So the Brookers looking to take the game on. Really good kick as well, but the mark was spilled. Opportunity to cut it off there for, I think it was Donahue, but he couldn't gather the ball cleanly. Now's a free kick for a hold. This will go Belgrave's way. Believe might be Campbell, the recipient.
Tim Riley.
Riley. Oh, yep.
It's one of the ones written in pen.
Kicks laterally. Besley sends the ball inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. Kick was smothered. So Belgrave, can they lock the ball in? Can they find one before quarter time? Not for the moment. Besley again with an opportunity. Another handball is smothered. Trickles into the pocket. Kick towards goal. Is home. There we go. Belgrave are on the board. And they needed that one desperately. Find out who the goal kicker was in a moment.
Yeah, they sure did need that one. Really well done to get it inside this first quarter, because the pressure really would have been on in the second if they hadn't gotten that. But there's a way home now. There's a way.
There's an avenue to score, which is what they needed. They just couldn't find it in those first couple of minutes.
As soon as you got it once, you can not rely on that, but you can absolutely make use of that corridor again and use that avenue to score twice. But
I think it's Mark Francis.
Mark Francis. Yep. Yep, number 14. There we go.
Yeah, what I was pointing at, and I've got the one. Look down here. I've got the one down here with numbers of pen. You weren't quite lucky.
No, I wasn't given that luxury. So anyway, the ball's back in the middle. Besley wins the tap. Fortuitous bounce, but in the end it favours Gembrook Cockatoo. Long kick to half forward. Should have been cut off. Probably could have taken the mark there was O'Brien, but he decided to go the fist. Now gathered at ground level on hands and knees by Goff. There's a cry for holding the ball, but none forthcoming. The umpire just says it will be a stoppage. Just short of half forward for Gembrook Cockatoo. As the umpire directs a couple of troops. Quite sure what we're waiting for here. Anyway, so both rucks to do battle once again. Besley got the better of the tap, nearly into the hands of Entwistle, couldn't quite gather it. And this ball not going anywhere. Ball does spill out though eventually. Here go the Brookers again inside forward 50. Can they get another one? Entwistle, can he get the ball in his control? Not Entwistle, sorry, it's Goff. Kick around the body, but he's turned it over. And straight into the hands there of Carlisle. Been pretty solid in defence so far. Goes out wide with a kick. Can he find a chest? No, he can't, but the bounce works out pretty well for them in the end. Through the outer side of the ground go Belgrave. Again, though, they've turned it over. The Brookers might have a chance to go back the other way through Nobelius if he can get the ball under his control. He can't do so. High up and under ball to half forward. Oh, nearly sticking the mark was Pollock. Couldn't quite gather it. So Belgrave, can they at least just cut off any more scoring for Gembrook Cockatoo here? Go down with a 20-point deficit at quarter time. Ball comes back into the corridor. Now an opportunity. No, couldn't quite be gathered. So it's a bit of a rugby scrum in the middle of the ground. Umpire circling and calls for the stoppage. And that will just about do us for quarter time here in the Veterans Grand Final. And after winning the territory early days, Belgrave will be 20 points behind. Gembrook Cockatoo with a bit of a flurry in the middle part of that quarter. So again, ball comes down to ground level. Maybe one last chance here for the Brookers. If Fenton can find someone, brings it back in towards the corridor. And there is a silence. That is quarter time in the Veterans Grand Final here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. And a pretty good start here for the Brookers. 20 points in the rears they are. 4-2-26 to 1 straight 6. And Adam, what do you make of that first quarter?
Well, what I made of that is Gembrook Cockatoo were very, very good into the inside 50s, and they play much better on an open style of game. But I'd say that Belgrave sort of thrived when it was really tight contested footy, like that rugby scrum. So I thought they got the better off, which we saw that's how they got their goal. There was a series of contests at the top of their forward 50, and they broke away eventually. But as soon as there's any sort of open space, Gembrook Cockatoo have them covered. So it'll certainly be an interesting battle, considering they want to play two completely different game styles.
No, I think you've absolutely hit the nail on the head there, Adam. We'll head off to a break now for quarter time. When we come back, we'll bring you all the action from the second quarter.
I think that's what was doing well for Belgrave, just when it was really close-knit, but I guess we'll see this quarter, won't we?
So Besley got the better of the tap as the ball comes down to ground level again. Ball not going anywhere, and it will be take two in the centre here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. A pretty crisp night, it has to be said. Not too cold. The breeze isn't around at the moment, so touch wood, hopefully that does stay away, because that can make things pretty cold here at Gembrook, it has to be said. But massive crowd in tonight as well. We've said that a couple of times, but very, very good to see. And still a couple of cars coming in as well as we speak.
That's what we love about home games, especially home finals.
Yep, that's it. Up it goes once again. So ball comes down to ground level. And now here go the Brookers with an opportunity. They'll go inside forward 50, high up and under ball. Going to fall short, so no mark will be taken. Ship was lurking. Beautifully gathered here. Kick into the pocket, knocked on. And oh dear, one of the Gembrook players losing their footing at the wrong time, but not a very kind bounce here for Belgrave. Eventually they make it work. Through the corridor they go. Can the ball be gathered? No, good strong tackle is laid there on Fenton. Ball came to ground level. Now Belgrave get themselves out of jail, but for how long? Long kick out of the pack looking for Bilston. Came up to meet the football, socket towards the boundary line on this occasion here by Wright. Ball does stay in play again. Belgrave look to get themselves on the counter attack. Can they go through the corridor? No, they'll come out wide. Bilston takes the mark. Plays on, wheels onto the right boot. Good kick down the line. Was that fumble? Oh, umpire calls them to go. So wheeling onto the left boot as Matthews sends Belgrave inside forward 50. Where are the Crummers out the back? Good strong tackles out of that, holding the ball. Yes, it is. And Belgrave will get the first look in the second quarter.
Got Sprawn.
Sprawn, yep. So he started the ruck. Started the ruck in the first quarter, and now we get to look on a fairly acute angle. Distance you think won't be a problem. It's just going to be all about accuracy. But such a crucial kick in the context of this game to get it back to 14 points the difference. Sprawn looks pretty good off the boot. Just drifts to the right. But not a bad attempt.
Certainly not.
Not at all.
It just faded just the last moment, but good to see the big man. Definitely looks like a decent kick at goal. But a little reprieve for the Gembrook Cockatoo defence nonetheless. The kicking duties here will be taken by Colosimo, as he's got the ball in hand now.
So Colosimo will bring the ball back into play here. Has a look around, then opts to just play on. And then just goes long down the line to the wing. Can Amar be taken? Not quite. Ball falls to the ground and Belgrave look to try and pounce back on here to go back inside their forward 50. Ball at the bottom of the pack, and here they go. Big high up and under kick. They go mark this one. So we'll see who can get underneath it. And almost a mark. You can almost nearly pay it, but it's jungled to the middle of the ground now. Another tackle late. It's going to be a high contact free kick, and I think he pointed Belgrave's way, and that he did. So can't quite see.
Smith.
Jonathan Smith will be the recipient. The distance will be the only question, I think.
He's backing himself in, but yeah, I'd say so.
So Smith to come in. Try and keep Belgrave's first. Kick is on the way. It looks like it's just going to fall short. But did they get a hand to it? Yes, they did just in time. I thought for a second they fresh aired it.
I thought so too, Trent, to be honest.
Must have been fingernails.
Yeah, literally.
He's gonna have red or yellow Sharon footy under his
might have
fingernails.
even bent it up a little bit, I reckon, yeah.
The umpire's not checking fingernails these days, because that must have been, that was that.
That's more of a netball thing than a footy thing, the fingernail check. But
Junior days, mate. Junior days used to always have to come around.
Oh, really? I never had to do that.
I never did it as an umpire. If we were meant to, I didn't.
There we go.
Sorry.
Maybe they just like to pick on things. But anyway, so they bring it around. Kick down to the bottom of the wing, to the far side of the ground. Does it stay in play? It does for now. Ball at the bottom of the pack. Now they have a look around. And a hold the balls and be paid. Yeah, it used to be the nails and the boots. They used to check your boots.
I remember the boots, but not the nails.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Maybe that was, yeah. I mean,
Maybe that was my league.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Bit of push and shove going behind the ball too. And I thought there was a second whistle. It's going to be reversed. There's a lot of hands going on here for the umpire.
Maybe she's having stern words with the man on the mark.
Saying, oi, calm down.
Yep.
It's the sternest.
Ball to the top of the 50. A good lead up and a nice intercept mark taken there. So the Brookers can try and bounce off a handball at the back. Now short kick down the line. Just falls short, but it's a really good pick up. But doesn't get through the tackle. And this one's going to be holding the ball. So Belgrave another chance to go back inside.
That's what I was saying earlier about Belgrave being really good in the tight contest. They know how to lay a tackle. They know how to put that physical pressure.
Most certainly.
The ball on the far side now. Looking to bring to the top of the 50. High up and under kick. Looking for someone to mark this. No mark can be taken, but it's brought to the front of the pack. Belgrave there in numbers. Big tackle laid there. The Brookers trying to get out of here. The whistle's been blown, so it's going to be a dangerous tackle, I think it's been given.
Going Gembrook Cockatoo's way, so the Brookers can try and rebound off the half-back line. And again, Belgrave, like the first quarter, had all the territory early days, so the Brookers send a high pitching wedge to the outer side wing. No mark can be taken. Ball spills off hand. Stays in play, does it? No. Boundary umpire said it did trickle over the boundary line. So there will be a stoppage on the outer side wing, very close to the scoreboard here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. So once again, both rucks to do battle. So again, it'll be Comac attending this one here for Gembrook Cockatoo. I think it'll be Besley for Belgrave. So umpire throws the ball aloft, up it goes. Comac with the better of the tap. It actually pinballs off a couple of sets of hands. Yeah, ball not going anywhere. And the umpire calls for another stoppage in pretty much the same spot. So Belgrave, can they find the first goal of the second quarter? Can they start to peel away at the margin? So Comac at the better of the tap. Paddled forward. They've got it to about half forward here. Belgrave, as their high contact there. No umpire calls them to go. And another stoppage. Ball did trickle out, but the umpire beat it to it. Blew the whistle. So they're getting the ball forward, Belgrave, through no real skill, just sheer effort. So again, the umpire throws the ball aloft, up it goes. So Besley got the better of that tap. Again, the huge numbers around the ball. Here go Belgrave now. High up and under ball into the pocket. Can Bilston get there? Good. Oh, no, just bounced off of his chest. Gathered at ground level by Fenton. Can he get the ball out of there? Yes, he can momentarily. Belgrave, though, with a real chance here. Free kick for a high fend off, is it?
Yeah, just sort of led with that shoulder.
So Fenton, the recipient, goes out wide. Not a bad looking kick, but it's fisted away. Now Belgrave might have an opportunity. They've got the ball inside forward 50, but they can't win the foot race to the football. The handball comes out eventually. Harrop with an opportunity, but the ball didn't bounce kindly for him. Trying to get the ball on hands and knees is Pollock. He's met with plenty of pressure, though. Umpire circling. And again calls for the stoppage. Right at half forward for Belgrave, who are really locking the ball in there into the ground. Can they get some reward for their effort? Up it goes again. Besley just probably got the better of that tap. It was Sharks, though, getting the handball away just in time. Was Colosimo. Now a kick out of the pack here from Harrop. Couldn't quite find a set of hands. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Is it kept in? No. It will be a stoppage this time on the broadcast wing.
So right on the far side, will be brought back into play to be balled up. The umpire Waits for the ruckman to get in position here. Ball thrown back up into play now. Belgrave win that tap down, a couple of handballs at the back. They try and go back forward, a kick down the line, asking for a couple of players to mark. It's going to be a difficult one to mark. Doing really well to try and mark it was Mark Francis, brings it to ground, but it's Gembrook Cockatoo who try and get their way out of this and dashing off the half-back line and kicking it forward there with Stephen Wright. Now they've got it out the back. Look, it bounced just in favour Yo. The ball on the pack. Yo does well with his body. They manages to get a handball out. So the Brookers can go inside forward. 51 of the first times this quarter. And now they get it down there. Can they get it out the back? Doing well there. Spinning around but slipping over at the wrong time. Still managed to get a handball forward. So inside their forward 50 now, but Belgrave get it. Now, Aiden, if we're ever going to play deliberate,
That has to be the one.
that would be the one. But it's going to be a ball in.
Yep.
So imagine if you got to deliver it in a veterans grand final.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
would
bit
be
harsh.
Yeah, it would be one of the stiffest things you'd see. So the ball to be balled up here. 2 rucks to go at it. The ball's thrown back up into play. Strawn probably gets the tap down there for Belgrave. Big strong tackle laid there. Umpire just lets them play it out and he calls for the ball to be balled up here. Tell you what though, their tackling isn't soft. They're all going hard at it.
No, it's good to see, Trent.
The ball's thrown up, tapped down, trying to get the clearing kick away there, but was partially smoked with Ben Fenton. Ball's to the bottom of the pack. It's made its way out partially here, but again, a couple of tackles delayed. Can he get it out to clear space? Not quite. Now we get it out the bottom of the pack with Sprawls. A couple of handballs out the back. Ball still at the bottom of the pack. Now they try and get it. Now it's into clear space. Getting it at the ground level. There was Francis. Now they're out. Tucks it under his arm. Puts it inside forward. Beautiful looking kick. And hits Besley on the chest. So Besley looking to go back and kick his first.
What a passage of play that was, Adam.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was just such a flowing pace and just got across.
Besley's kick's on the way and it's well off target. It's going to go through for a minor score.
Sorry for that, boys. I didn't realise
That's
how
right.
quickly you're taking his run up.
But
Usually you see blokes run halfway back to the centre circle for that.
But just the handball release and then also just the execution to go inside forward 50.
100%. I completely agree. Just really well done, really smooth, really fantastic to watch.
Kuzmo brings the ball back into play for the Brookers, but it's Belgrave who've got the ball back in their hands again. So they go for a couple of handballs at the back. Does the bounce favour him? Yes, it does. Kick moving forward there by Bilston. And another mark taken. And they quickly move it on. Can a mark be taken here? And it's partially, I thought I had it for a second, but dropped at the wrong time. Now they move it out the back, and here they go. Stephen Wright dances around his opponent and then kicks it down the line. But it's all Belgrave here. So they can go back inside the forward 50.
So now they can rebound here. The Magpies high up and under ball into the forward pocket. Can a mark be taken? Couple of players fly. Well, the Brookers had all the representation behind the football. This could work out. Will it? No. Someone's got to keep their feet. Handball through the legs. And now Gembrook Cockatoo through Fenton. Connects to the defensive 50. High up and under ball to a one-on-one contest. No mark can be taken. Again, Belgrave trying to lock the ball in, but no one can gather the ball clean at ground level. The umpire comes through and calls for the stoppage. So a ball up on the broadcast wing. Trent's got a bit of a dry throat as well.
I was going to say,
Apologies.
Trent, you need a take 5.
No, good. Could go for another roll though.
Here we go. So both rucks do nominate. So a bit of a change here for Gembrook Cockatoo. David Neal's going to go up in the ruck. Spruan back in for Belgrave. Up it goes. Spruan won the tap. Oh, it was beautifully sharked on that occasion there by Brown. Tries to soccer the ball forward, but gathered nice at ground level by Hurst. Taken to the tackle. That's got to be holding the ball. And it is. The umpire pulling no punches and pays the free kick. And this will go Gembrook Cockatoo's way. So their first real four-way forward. They've been a little bit under siege this quarter. Fortunately, for them, they haven't conceded any goals as of yet. So Trevora loads up on the right boot, sends a bit of a spiral to centre half forward. No mark can be taken again. Ball comes to ground level. Sprill, the big fella. Can he get down on hands and knees? No, he can't. But he paddled it back towards the boundary line. Might just work out here for Belgrave. Dominating all the possession in this game. Good dish off there to Fitzgerald. Wheels onto the left boot, sends it down the line, but he's turned it over. And a good intercepting mark taken here by David Neal. Neal peers into the corridor. That's also a good-looking kick as well. The mark is spilled. So maybe Belgrave again with a chance to counter-attack if someone gather the ball cleanly. Coming in to provide a hand there was Entwistle of Gembrook Cockatoo. Huge numbers around the football, and through comes the umpire and calls for the stoppage. So no goals of yet in this second quarter. Just a couple of behinds for Belgrave, who trail by 18 points, 4-2-26 to 1-2-8. The umpire will throw the ball aloft once again. So Neil and Spruan. Neil got the better of the tap, tries to thump it forward. Beautifully shucked though by Thomas McDonald. Turned it over though into the hands of Entwistle. Sends the ball out to half forward to a one-on-one contest. The mark is taken. So maybe the Brookers can still get the first goal of this second quarter. Into the hands right now of Pye. Sends the ball into the pocket. Kick just falls short. In fact, falls in between a couple of Gembrook Cockatoo players. Good strong tackle is laid. And there will be another stoppage this time in the forward pocket of Gembrook Cockatoo, who suddenly find themselves in full swing and attack. So can they do what they did in the first quarter, Gembrook Cockatoo? They conceded the early territory, but can they start to pile on the goals again? So the umpire throws the ball aloft, up it goes. Spruan probably got the better of the tap. Belgrave desperately trying to get the ball out of there. Another kick towards goal, into the goal square. Not the kindest of bounces for Belgrave. Ball tapped towards the boundary line, and they should be able to get the ball clear. They soccer it away. The one-on-one's a bit of a foot race to the football. They've gained about 50 or 60 metres here, Belgrave, just by soccering the ball. Now it heads towards the boundary line. Another foot race eventually trickles over. D-Moore just happy to escort the ball over.
This ball's to be brought back into play here now. I wonder why they're opting to bring the ball back in like that.
I think that might just be a rule in the Veterans, to be honest. So, yeah, they just decide against the boundary throw. I don't quite know why, but it looks like that's what they're doing.
So just about 14 minutes gone in this second quarter. Ball's thrown up. Tapped down by Neil, as you said, he's gone into the ruck for a bit here now. Tapped around their ways. Gembrook Cockatoo look to try and move the ball forward. Handball over the top. Can they make something? This big hip and shoulder helped him over the line as well. I told you that's nothing that they're short of in this game here. They're throwing their weight around.
Yep, they most certainly are. It's good to see.
So the ball to be ball back up here. Spruan this time gets that tap down for Belgrave, and they'll try and move it forward. Kick off the ground. Does it stay in play? No. Again, it goes over.
So, Adam, they've really nullified the scoring, Belgrave, this quarter of Gembrook Cockatoo. They just can't seem to find any goals themselves to get back into the contest.
Yeah, exactly. I think they've done really, really well as a defensive unit, but that defence hasn't quite, sort of meshed with the midfield and hasn't been able to get it forward to centre, to be honest.
Yep.
So the ball balled up here. Now it comes out to the back end. Someone can try and get underneath this. Belgrave will try and move this one forward. Kicked in the forward now. Now they tuck it underarm. Try and go for a run. Does Francis. Francis, can he get it back? Not quite. Gets it. And it's helped over the line. Met with a hip and shoulder on his way through for his troubles as well. So umpire getting ready to ball this one back up. 15 minutes gone in this second quarter. Ball's thrown back up here. Tapped one there by Belgrave at the back, moving it with Shield. Snap around the body to the goal square. He's going to get a free kick for a dangerous tackle as well. Is there an advantage or is it in the goal square? They take the advantage. What's the umpire got to call here? All clear. So it's a goal.
There we go. That's the one they needed, Adam.
Yeah, it sure was. And a bit of a bizarre way to get one, are the words I'm trying to say, but certainly was deserving of free kick. I'd say they're pretty lucky to be paid the advantage, even if it was definitely to their advantage. Not a single Gembrook Cockatoo player on the field knew what was happening. They thought the ball maybe was going to get called back, but either way, really well-crafted play.
It most certainly was. Yeah, I thought definitely downfield. I wasn't quite sure if the advantage was going to be paid.
That's what I thought. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was the top of the goal square. It would have been kicked anyway, you'd think, but...
That's it. So it's back in the middle now. So Belgrave get a much-needed goal. They get it back to 12 points the difference. If they can get one more before half-time, suddenly this contest is wide open. Gembrook Cockatoo haven't scored at all this quarter, but they might have an opportunity now if Brown can gather the ball clean there, but he can't. Paddles the ball to the outer side. Chasing after it is Yo of Gembrook Cockatoo. Sends a pitching wedge inside the forward 50. Ball fisted away. Anyone's ball to be won here. Now they might have a chance here. The Brookers kick around the body. Ship. Can he get one at the back? No, he's beaten this time in the one-on-one contest. So really good here for Belgrave. They can exit the defensive 50. Low trajectory ball, though, is turned over. And onto the chest of Brown. Brown squares it up. He hasn't quite hit the kick as well as he would have liked to, though. Eventually gathered at ground level. Oh, good strong tackle is laid. High tackle, though. So a bit unfortunate there. Dished off. Chance for Wright. Can send the Brookers inside forward. 50. Can a mark be taken? No, ball comes to ground level. Belgrave, as that dragged in, it was, but the ball was handballed away just in time. Ball going nowhere, and the umpire circling calls for a stoppage right at the top of the goal square for Gembrook Cockatoo. So now Belgrave suddenly need to start defending grimly. Don't want to concede a goal before half-time and undo all the hard work that they've done to cut the margin. Spruan, oh, here we go. Sharp but Wright couldn't gather the football cleanly. He spilled it just at the last moment, just as he was about to get the ball onto his boot. So not too long to go in this final, well, I guess the final seconds of this first half, you could say. The umpire throws the ball aloft. Maybe a chance for Belgrave now to exit the defensive 50. Interesting looking handball, but it did work out in the end. Momentarily there to Farragut. Chance at half forward. They take on the corridor to Belgrave. Can they find one more goal? Opportunity for Bilston at ground level. Circling the football, coming across to meet it as well was Parrish. This might be a four-way forward for Belgrave. Kick to half forward. Oh, just through the hands of Besley. Nearly a golden opportunity there for the Magpies. Now the Brookers exit defensive 50. They've got the representation ahead of the football. Neil can't gather the football cleanly, and there's a siren for half-time in the Veterans Grand Final in the Outer East. And Gembrook Cockatoo take away a 12-point lead at the main change, and Adam Belgrave just chipping away at the margin.
Absolutely, they were. They really figured out in that second quarter, about halfway through, that they could break through that defensive pressure, and they just cut it down by a couple of goals, which is all they really needed to do, as long as they keep Gembrook Cockatoo from scoring. However, if we look at the pattern so far this game, there seems to be a scoring end, Aiden. And maybe that could come back to bite them a little bit, could Belgrave, if considering Gembrook Cockatoo will be kicking to that end in the next quarter, obviously. So we'll see how that margin goes.
Absolutely spot on, Adam. So we will see if Belgrave can continue to chip away at the margin. But firstly, we will head off to a break for half-time. When we come back, we'll bring you all the action from the all-important second half. So the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we will get the second half underway here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. So it looks like Besley back in the ruck for Belgrave, but his tap will be sharked, and the Brookers should get the first centre clearance, and they bring it to the broadcast side wing. It's a foot race to the football. How will it bounce? That's always the question as well. Fitzgerald probably got there first, couldn't quite gather it cleanly. There's a whistle, and a free kick going to go the way of Belgrave. And into the hands of Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looks one way, and that's exactly where he decides to go. So he just goes long down the line to a 2-1 contest favouring Gembrook Cockatoo. Mark was nearly taken, just couldn't quite be stuck at the last moment. So the Brookers will look to counter-attack. It is gathered cleanly eventually off the handball, back towards the wing. Colosimo gets the kick away just in time to half full, but it flies over the head. Maybe an opportunity for Gray if he can get to the football first, but the ball beats everyone and finds its way over the boundary line. And will be a ball up at half forward for Gembrook Cockatoo, who have the early territory in this third quarter. The premiership quarter, as many like to call it. And pretty crucial in particular for Belgrave to try and just get a couple of goals and really make things interesting. Gembrook Cockatoo will just want to try and get that breathing room back that they had in the first quarter. So the umpire throws the ball aloft. Tap one down by Belgrave. Sharked though beautifully here by Fenton. Little kick around the body, won't quite work out. Tracked back here by Carlisle. Tries to spin through traffic. Got the handle away to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald really nearly ran into trouble, sorry. Kick to the top of the square, looking for Ship, but it flies over everyone's head. Will the ball stay in play? It does, in fact, and maybe a chance now for Travara. If he can gather the ball cleanly, was he taken without it? Umpire calls him to go. Getting to the football there was Lucas. Lays a good, strong tackle. Umpire circling, sort of pinballing in and out of the pack. Umpire does call him to go. Fitzgerald just lost the football at the wrong time. Ball comes back in towards the corridor. Belgrave desperately trying to get it out of there. Not a particularly kind bounce there on the outer side of the ground there for O'Brien. Now Gembrook Cockatoo can get the ball back inside forward 50. The intended target, Travara. Has he got it? He has.
Good grab.
So the Brookers should get the first look, although his eyes are darting around. He doesn't look particularly confident. There was a lead provided there by Goff. Still a lead provided by Goff. He's got a bit of room to work with as well. Chipped into the pocket. That's a beautiful kick as well. Straight onto the chest of Brown, who will line them up from only about 15 metres out, but on a pretty acute angle. And I think he's going to back himself on the drop punt here. So
Do the old boys.
No, that's it. So Brown, this to push it back out to 18 points, the difference with the drop punt. Just misses to the near side. So the Brookers get the first score of the second half, but only a behind, so a bit of a reprieve for the Belgrave defence. Early days in the third quarter.
The ball's to be brought back in from fullback here. And it's brought back in now as they play on from fullback. Looking to tuck it under his arm, going for a little strolls, Carlisle, and he decides to just chuck on his boot down the line. Can a mark be taken? Not quite, but they managed to get it out the back and move it forward for Sprawls. Now they get it on the wing, a nice big tackle is laid. Now a kick coming back into the Brookers forward 50. It's going to be
Goff.
Goff going to be mark it there. I lost it with my binoculars. I thought it was a bit further than it was, and I was looking around going, where's it going? So now, ball at the far side, top of the 50 now. Short little kick into the pocket, doesn't quite make the distance. Intercepted, and they work out all right. Now they appeal for deliberate, and they're not going to get it, but they always try for the appeal.
Yep.
So, ball brought back to the umpire now for the 2 rucks to go at it. Looks like Besley will go up for Belgrave. Might be Neil, I think, for Gembrook too. Besley just grabs it out of the ruck. There's a whistle being blown somewhere. I think it's going Belgrave's way to Besley.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it is. So it's going to go, obviously, ruck infringement. And that's not going to Besley, that's going to the cars.
Yep.
So wait for the ball to get back to them. So Besley. Geez, that's a high up and under kick underneath the lights. If it doesn't make it any easier, can it might be taken not quite, falls to the back. And Cockatoo look to bring it back in. Doing well, dancing around. And they bring it back inboard. Has to bounce. Doesn't favour them at all. Makes it so much more harder. Handball at the back, linking up to the half back line. But as we said all night, used to saying all day, but all night, the tackling pressures around the ball has just been enormous for the whole game. So now the ball bouncing, Belgrave again with ball in hand, but then, as I say, another big tackle laid there, but it's going to be a high contact free kick on the way of Belgrave. But he was just letting his presence known. So Belgrave now inside forward, 50 can a mark be taken. Yes, it can, out the lead. I think it might be Matthews.
Matthews or Spruan. Oh, he turned around momentarily and didn't give us the...
Yeah, so Robbie Matthews.
I was going to say, he turned around and I saw the number 4, but I was confused when there was no number 4.
So Matthews to come in. To have a look at his first. To make this game a lot more interesting. If we get back to just 6 points margin. Matthews, kick on its way. How does it go? This is not a problem. Just across the face for a minor score.
That is the first point kicked up that end of the ground, unless I'm mistaken.
No, Belgrave got a goal in the first quarter. Yeah, they did.
The first.
So the Brookers.
That's out the window.
That's all right.
Well done, lads.
The Brookers can counter-attack. High up and under ball to the outer side. Nearly a mark taken just through the fingertips there of Garenza. And now the Brookers take on the corridor. High up and under ball. The intended target is Tim Scott. If he can take the mark, and he can. He backpedals off the mark. Got a couple of players leading towards him. He'll go long, ship the intended target in the one-on-one contest. Gets to the front, and he's got it, as he know. Umpire said it was touched off the boot. So a little reprieve. Is that high contact? No, umpire calls him to go. Fair play. Trying to spin out of trouble is Goff. Taking the tackle and penalised for holding the ball. And the Gembrook crowd, they are not happy. Bit of an interesting one, that one. Surely there might have been a bit of high contact, but anyway. Hurst just sends the ball out of the defensive 50, but I reckon he's turned it over, and he has. So the Brookers will get another look straight into the hands of Neil Brown, who read it beautifully off the boot, just chips it short to half forward. He might have just turned it over, though. Beats a couple. Beautifully gathered at ground level now by Jamie Brown. Dishes off Fenton. That's a really good handball there. He finds Scott. Scott tries to spin out of trouble. Oh, no, the intercept mark couldn't be taken. Maybe a chance at ground level for Mawson. Umpire circling, ball going absolutely nowhere, and we will have a stoppage only about 15 metres out from Gembrook Cockatoo's goal.
It's been such a physical game, and that's continued in this third quarter. Obviously, we just saw that massive hit that maybe you should have been paid high contact, but it's certainly both heads gone real fierce at this footy. It's amazing to see.
So another stoppage, really congested game of footy. Up it goes. Both rucks got a bit of a fingertipper to it. Belgrave desperately trying to get the ball out of there, into the hands of Smith. Ran into trouble. Umpire says no prior opportunity.
Probably a bit lucky because he probably didn't have a lot of pride, but he did tackle on.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, if you take the tackle on, that is considered prior opportunity, just even if you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So the umpire will throw the ball off once again. Up it goes. Both rucks to do battle. O'Donoghue probably got the better of the tap. Belgrave eventually get a clearing kick to a one-on-one contest. Ball was fisted away. Getting there just in time was Matthews for Belgrave. Comes back into the corridor. Was there another high contact?
Yeah.
And this time it is paid.
He's probably a bit unlucky, though, because he did fall over and then kind of fall into it as he slipped. But it's always going to be paid. But, like, it wasn't nasty.
So lead provided. High up and under ball. Ship will park himself underneath it, but again, the ball fisted away from him. Matthews maybe, another player slipping over there, losing their feet at the wrong time. So the Brookers inside forward 50 again, and the mark is taken.
No.
Or is there a free kick?
No, umpire crossed his arms like unless he changed his mind or did the wrong signal or...
So either way, Steve Goff has taken the mark and he will line them up from 30 out directly in front. This to push the margin out to 18 points the difference, and to get some much needed breathing room back for Gembrook Cockatoo. So when he comes for their first goal since the first quarter, Goff straight over the goal umpire's cap, and Gembrook Cockatoo get their first goal since the first quarter. 5-3-33 to 2-3-15 midway through the third quarter.
They're taking on that physical form of footy that we saw from Belgrave in the first half. Gembrook Cockatoo, I think they're adapting to it a bit more, and they're certainly playing to their, not only to their strengths, but also playing Belgrave's game and playing it a little bit better. So they're probably going to benefit on the scoreboard for that.
They most certainly are, and more importantly, after winning the territory, they've been able to convert an opportunity and get a goal as the ball comes back into the middle.
Ball back into the middle now, just waiting for the... So yeah, it's back now, just trying to see. Yeah, couldn't see the yellow and the lights are so bright, I nearly couldn't see the ball. But now the ball's thrown back up now. Tapped down by Besley. Belgrave trying to get some momentum moving forward, but it's the Brookers who get the clearing kick outside the middle. But now, another big hip and shoulder. We've seen plenty of them today. So where are we pulling a free kick from? Who? Okay, so they're pulling a free kick to Belgrave, even though they both ran at each other pretty much head on.
Yep. I don't know, Boak got 3 weeks, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep. So now down the line, but nice intercept mark taken. So, no intercept mark. Belgrave holding on to it. It looks like that's Bilston. Directing traffic where he wants his plays. He's parked on the wings, and now he puts it to inside forward 50, but this is going to be intercepted. No, it's not. Fumble, but now into control for a second. Now snap over the head. Down to the wing, the bounce, does favour it, Neild. Swipes off his opposing opponent. Handball over the top, finds a teammate in Yo. Now they're doing this alrighty, the Brookers. Now they can go to the top of the 50. Can it might be taken? No, just quite over the head. So Belgrave try and mock this one up and make it neater. Down the middle of the ground. Nice looking kick.
Oh, well done.
Sprawls almost played on. He's ran off his mark, so now he has played on. Neat looking kick again, so they're doing all right here. Over the top. Nice kick down the line by Parrish. Now they've got it, but no, sorry, it's the Brookers who have intercepted. A lot of intercepted plays being played here. Is this going back here like a seesaw? I think it might be. Ball at the bottom of the pack. Couple of handballs, but here go Belgrave. Again, they go up the middle of the ground. Can they get a mark this time? Yes, they can. Nice strong overhead mark taken there. Just going to gather who the player is here. Overhead mark taken by Shield. Shield now.
So important this.
To bring the margin back to 2 goals. Shield kicks on his way well offline. Does he register? Just manages to register a score. So, I mean, at least he registered the score.
Yep.
That's important. As my mum would tell me, being a St Kilda supporter, a point can win a game.
Can win a premiership.
Yep, St Kilda supporters know about that a lot.
Yep.
So, ball to be brought back into play here for the Brookers. Down the line. It's going to beat everyone to get out the back here. There's a whistle being blown, I believe. Yeah, it has. You only slightly heard it. I think it might have been the out of zone umpire who blew it, because it was so faint that the Chismo didn't even know it had been called.
Yep, so Shield will send the Magpies back inside forward 50. Can he find a set of hands? He can, but he's turned it over. Michael Scott reading it beautifully for Gembrook Cockatoo. Again, looks to come to the broadcast side, being really good kick as well onto Fenton. He's probably been one of the better players for Gembrook Cockatoo. Been pretty busy, Fenton. Tries to, he's been corralled by the player on the mark. Eventually just chips it out short and wide and finds Harrop. Harrop loads up in the left boot, brings it back in towards the corridor. Pretty good kick in the end as well. So it's a slow, methodical build-up for Gembrook Cockatoo. They've got a man loose at half forward if they spot him. I'll go beyond him though. Long kick, looking for Goff, can't quite take the mark. Here he is now, trying to get there as Ashford. Had a paddock of room to work with and watches the ball go over the boundary line. And we'll have a ball up.
They're still trying.
Yep. They'll try all night, but nothing will come. So a stoppage forward to centre for Gembrook Cockatoo. Trying to continue to extend upon this margin. Tap one down by Besley. Here go the Brookers. Oh, how about the Stella Candy from Brown, but that's got to be holding the ball. just trying to bite off more than he could chew. Sold the first bit beautifully, but then ran into a brick wall. And the Belgrave defence cut him off. So Thomas McDonald, the recipient of the free kick, sends a pitching wedge to the broadcast wing. Was there a push? Umpire calls him to go. Bilston maybe got away with one. Dumping tackle is laid by Pollock. And through comes the umpire and calls for a stoppage. Still positioned on the broadcast wing here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. So again, the umpire will throw the ball aloft. Oh no! Dear, oh dear. David Neal has completely misread that one. And Trent's taken the headset off.
I'm sorry, what is that?
He might have...
Where did he see the footage?
I reckon he lost. He might have lost it in the lights potentially. I think he must have lost it in the lights. Maybe is there a reversal? There is a reversal. Wow, here you go. So David Neal might get a chance to redeem himself. Oh, he dishes off. He's got the spooks. High up and under ball to half forward, and that's going to be out of bounds. The full. It's a comedy of errors at the moment here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. So now the ball come back the other way for Belgrave. The recipient of the free kick here will be Will Carlisle as Trent composes himself. Gets the headset back on and has a quick drink of water. Ball comes back in towards the centre square. Anyone's ball to be gathered here. Eventually it will work out for Belgrave. Nicely done at ground level on that occasion by Hurst. Got a handball away just in time. In goes Medson once again. Fenton, sorry, in fact. Plenty of place around the contest and the umpire calls for it. So just forward to centre now for Belgrave. Really trying to press forward. Need to find a goal before three-quarter time. Potentially get the margin back to 11 points. Get within striking distance. Besley got the better of the tap, but it might not work out here. Again, into the hands of Fenton. Oh, is the mark taken? Ooh. No, just couldn't quite control it in the end there. It was Scott. Belgrave again looked to counter-attack, kick around the body. Probably not going to work out for them. Neal, clever little tap, should work out. The handball comes away, it's a good one too to Ashford. Ashford, though, being corralled here by Bilston. Gets the kick away for Brown. Can't quite stick the mark. Was there a bit of high contact or a chop of the arms? The umpire calls them to go, and it will be a stoppage.
So stoppage right in front of us here. And you can see, as Adam mentioned before, how the cars were still coming here. Whoa, geez, no. If you stand up here, Aiden, look at all the people below us.
Yes.
Geez, it's real packed out now as they try and run through. Then he stopped in his tracks. Ooh. Always got to reward the tackle there sometimes.
Very excited, didn't you, Trent?
Yeah, just forgot to keep my feet in the meantime. The ball's thrown back up into play here. Tapped down by Besley. Now Belgrave can try and move it forward. Doing well with Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald puts it on his boot down the wing. A 2-on-1 situation. The number one of the contest nearly wins that as well. Matter of fact, he's going to get a free kick for his troubles as well. And it could be a 25-metre penalty. The old not giving it back to the opponent on the full.
Shill. So he missed one a few minutes ago. Gets another opportunity, Trent.
Is he within... where's the umpire brought him into?
I reckon maybe just...
Yeah, so it's going to test him. Not much of an angle to deal with.
No.
Just follow through straight and I hope he gets the distance, really. As Shill begins his approach now. Such an important kick here. We said this before when he had a shot. But Shill comes in. Looks like he's just arced around a bit. And made a go. It hasn't got over the line yet, and now it's been rushed over.
Yeah, free kick. Free kick to Belgrave.
Oh, wow.
On the goal line. I don't know if either of you two boys saw this, but while he was running in trying to get a toe to it, one of the Belgrave players, he got absolutely pole-driven by one of the other blokes.
Thomas McDonald.
Yeah, it is, yep.
Pole-driven, just tombstone?
Literally just...
Yeah.
So he'll have a free kick, pretty much on the goal line. Still has to work with the angle, though.
Thomas McDonald, in he comes. Kick on its way, and he's missed it.
Oh, wow.
Such an important kick.
Oh, he had to kick that.
They've missed a few opportunities, Belgrave, to really bring themselves in before the last quarter break. As now we've been going 17 and a half minutes in this third.
We have been. So the Brookers just need to compose himself here. Don't concede another goal before three-quarter time. You'd be pretty happy with a 16-point break. Heading into the final change. High up and under ball to a huge contest. Couple of plays flying from the side, but no mark can be taken. Can Belgrave get one before the final break? Ball heads towards the boundary line. It's a foot race. Fitzgerald tries to get there first, doing everything he can for his side. This ball going absolutely nowhere, and the umpire calls for the stoppage. And seconds tick away in this third quarter. Brookers probably just had the better of it. I mean, they've got the one goal. They've got a bit of a lead. Just a question, can they maintain it in the last quarter? Belgrave will have to play very attackingly. Ball comes down to ground level. Into the hands on this occasion here of Francis. And there's a siren for three-quarter time. And Gembrook Cockatoo with what we believe is a 16-point break heading into the final change. 5-3-33 to Gembrook Cockatoo. To Belgrave 2-5-17 in fact. And Adam Brook is just regaining a bit of that ascendancy from the first quarter.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, they just got back on their feet. They started playing that contested footy that Belgrave were winning early in the game, and they started playing it on their terms. So they looked much better for it. But the issue for Belgrave was their inaccurate kicking in front of goal. Really could have brought themselves back into the game and just missed out right at the end there.
No, most certainly had a couple of golden opportunities, but couldn't quite capitalise. We'll now head off to a break for three-quarter time, and when we come back, we'll bring you all the action from what should be an exciting final quarter. So we are about to get the final quarter underway. Gembrook Cockatoo, 16 points ahead, as mentioned. It's all to play for here for Belgrave. They've got to force the hand as the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we do get the final quarter underway.
Still anyone's game.
Yep, that's it. Up it goes. Ooh. Belgrave would want to get motoring quickly, and they might just get that opportunity as well. So Spruan will get a free kick directly out of the ruck. Got a couple of players leading towards him. Sends the ball to... Oh, it's a 25-minute penalty. Here we go. So he should definitely get the ball inside forward 50 unless he kicks it straight into the player on the mark. Got to be careful. So ball does go inside forward 50. There might be an opportunity at the back here. It is gathered by Hurst, but he's turned it over. Oh, there we go. Fenton nearly ran into trouble. Got the handle away just in time. Garenza gets the ball clear out of the defensive 50 of Gembrook Cockatoo, but Spruan takes a strong intercept mark overhead. Spruan just assessing his options up ahead. Not really too sure where to go. Got a couple of players leading to him. Sends it long. It's a wobbly ball. No mark can be taken. Where are the crummers out the back? Ball spills into the back pocket here for Gembrook Cockatoo. Attacking the back there was Garenza. Maybe a chance for Besley, but the ball eventually trickles over. And we'll have a stoppage in the forward pocket. So Belgrave again with the early territory. Can they manufacture something from the stoppage? They need to get the first goal this last quarter. Besley probably got the better of the tap, looking for his teammate there in Smith. Gathered at ground level by Neal. Kick around his body. Oh, beautifully sharked though by Fitzgerald. Kick towards goal from Fitzgerald is well and truly offline. And he just registers the one behind. So 2-6-18 now at Belgrave to Gembrook Cockatoo 5-3-33. So both teams with the same amount of scoring shots, but the Brookers just converting their opportunities in front of goal. So it'll be Garenza with the kicking duties. He just chips it into the back pocket to Colosimo. Been pretty solid for Gembrook Cockatoo. Long kick. Is that out of bounds on the full? Is it? Yes, it is. So the Magpies can rebound, and they won't waste any time. That's a really good kick as well. Straight onto the chest of Lun Wilson. Lun Wilson dishes off. Kick into the pocket. Looking for Bilston, but it beats him. In fact, it's gone out of bounds on the full, and Gembrook Cockatoo will get a free kick in the back pocket.
So now he brings it back in now. Gembrook Cockatoo, they go for the short one. Down the line. At half back. The long kick down the boundary side. Can Mark be taken? Not quite. It's going to get out the back, but Belgrave with possession now. Handball at the top. They link up for a few hands. Can they get out of here now? Dean Lucas kick down into the middle of the ground to centre half forward. Almost taking the mark there, but unable to hold on to it. Now at the bottom of the pack. Can they get this ball moving? Not quite. Again, throwing their weight around are the veterans. As the ball by his whistle will be brought back up here.
Baz Comac just being accompanied by a trainer to the bench just then, so hopefully he's doing all right.
Ball thrown back up here. Besley just punches the ball forward, trying to get any sort of territory for his Belgrave side as they look to try and come back in this last quarter to bring home the Premiership Cup. The umpire calls the ball to be ball back up. Redirects where they want their ruckman to be. Now it's thrown back up. Again, Besley punches it forward, but it's a clearing kick by Gembrook Cockatoo off the boot of Chris Francis. And they move it forward, and they've come up and meet it. Sorry, it wasn't Chris Francis, Neil Brown. But now Belgrave do have the ball back in their possession, and it's got to be a 25-minute penalty as well. And they're wasting no time to move it forward here as they get to centre half forward. Having a look at their options. This would be the ideal start for them. Kick down to them. Is that in the back free kick? Umpire hasn't paid for it. I thought for sure that was an in the back free kick. The umpire says play on. Now moving it forward. Couple pushed off the ball here. Still no one's able to pick it up. Geez, they love throwing the shoulder in before getting the ball, don't they?
They do.
Sometimes I wonder, do they want to play footy or do they want to scrap? Sometimes I think.
Yep. John Smith came off looking pretty sore there, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. He did. So huge blow for Belgrave's forward line. Jonathan Smith coming off with his arm in the homemade jersey sling, so maybe a shoulder or a collarbone, something. It's not looking good.
Handball at the back, moving it forward now. Brown, kick down the line. Can it stay in play? Yes, it can. Using his opposing opponent now.
Oh,
James Brown, another big tackle. High contact free kick gone against Brown.
That was there, yep. So free kick for Belgrave to Sprouse, who definitely probably earned it. Some pretty rough high contact there for sure. Low trajectory ball, probably not the best one. It might still work out here though. Spruan did pretty well at ground level. The Brookers applying good defensive pressure though. Now it's in the hands of Trevara. Another free kick will go Belgrave's way, so they get another crack at this. Bilston will be the recipient. So Trevara will man the mark. As Gembrook Cockatoo just start to flood some numbers back. So Belgrave, as mentioned, they really need to get this first goal. They've really got to start making some inroads quickly. Bilston loads up on the right boot. Really long kick as well. Inside the forward, 50 to a 1-on-1 contest. Good kick forward, is it? No, it'll be turned over. Pretty easy intercept mark taken in the end. So straight into the hands of Scott, who just comes to the broadcast side and does that pretty well there to Fenton. He's been pretty good today. Probably one of the busier players on the ground for sure. I reckon Fenton across that half-back line. Looks back into the corridor, but just decides to send it long down the line. Pretty good kick at the end, and presenting nicely was Goff. And takes the mark on the chest. So Nobelius directs him down the line. That's probably where he'll go. Fenton will run around the back of him, but he kicks it before Fenton will get there. And this time onto the chest of Brown. Neil Brown, not a bad looking kicker, might just fall short. Spruan, oh no, he got an unkind bounce straight over his head. In goes Neil. Maybe an opportunity for Pollock, who came up to the football. Lays a good strong tackle, and the umpire calls for the stoppage on the broadcast wing. So still no scores as of yet, or no major scores at least in this last quarter. Belgrave, as mentioned, need to get motoring quickly. So Neil in the ruck, just got a fingertip or two at Spruan, though, was able to shark it. Tries to spin out of trouble, got the handle away just in time. Crashing the pack there was Fitzgerald, did it pretty well. Sends a kick through the corridor to a 1-on-1 contest. Maybe this is the opportunity for Belgrave if they can continue to press forward. Besley goes in, umpire says it'll be a ball up. Forward to centre for Belgrave. So they've got themselves an attack at the moment, the Magpies. Need to find something inside forward 50. The umpire directs a couple of troops out. Up it goes. Spruan will just try and slap it forward. Beautifully shucked though by Fenton. Just lost the football at the last moment though. Inopportune. In comes the umpire. And again another stoppage. Gembrook Cockatoo gaining about 2 or 3 metres. And this is not the worst thing for the Brookers. Can just start to absorb seconds off the clock. They've still got a reasonable margin, but they won't want to concede too many more goals, obviously. Neil got the better of the tap. Again, though, the ball really just going nowhere. Maybe this might be a chance. Spruan will send the Magpies inside forward 50. Can the mark be taken? Maybe an opportunity for Matthews out the back. Oh! It's a goal! Can you believe that? And suddenly, there's a bit of life in this game. I think it was Matthews.
Yeah, it was.
It was. So Matthews suddenly gets it back into a single-digit margin, and Belgrave are not done with yet.
No, certainly not. 9 points, the margin now.
So he kicked it behind earlier in the game. Matthews gets his first goal, 3-6-24 now to 5-3-33 as the ball comes back into the middle.
So back in the middle now. Most importantly, they need to get this centre clearance out, and this will make it really interesting if they can get this centre clearance. Gembrook Cockatoo win the ruck, tap down, and it's gone to their half of the ground, but Belgrave get it off the back square. Can they get the ball moving forward here? Just even a little kick off the ground. Here they go! They burst forward. Can they get a mark? Just misses the target. Does it stay in play? Yes, it does. Gathering it there is Lon Wilson. Now there's a mark! Taking the mark there is Bilston. What a turn of events we have here. So Bilston to bring it back to just 3 points. Bilston, in he comes. Kick it on its way. Does it hold its line? Yes, it does. We've got a 3-point ball game here at Gembrook Cockatoo Recreation Reserve.
Game on.
The team that hasn't been beaten all year, Gembrook Cockatoo, are on the back ropes now as they lead by 3 points, but Belgrave are coming in a hurry.
They sure are, Trent. Goal straight from the centre bounce. That is unbelievable. And suddenly, just when it looked like Gembrook were just able to take seconds off the clock, Adam, Belgrave has scored 2 goals in a minute.
It's been like really clean plays the last couple of minutes, and they've just looked all over him, Belgrave.
They have.
Really doing really well, moving forward to the footy. I mean, obviously we saw Matthews with a freak left foot socket off the ground that just steered its way through, but really good body work from Bilston to get, or not even body work, he was pretty much open, just positioned himself really well and had to kick on from 15 out directly in front.
Yep.
And you could tell he was like, don't get too excited now, lads. We've still got it all to play for.
Still half the quarter to play as well. Go
Exactly.
for it, Aiden.
So now the Brookers, they need to try and respond here. It's currently in the hands of that man there. Yo sends the ball to half forward. Can the mark be taken? Yes, it can. So beautifully done by Colosimo, who's in absolutely no hurry to do anything, but they need to attack Gembrook Cockatoo. They can't play defensively because Belgrave are coming. They need to get another goal to stretch the margin out. Ball into the forward pocket for the Brookers. Can they get this next one? Can they just get some comfortability back in this game? They've had it all night, but no. Belgrave are going to get a free kick in the back line. They can exit the defensive 50. So the undefeated Gembrook Cockatoo suddenly under real threat. High up and under ball out of the defensive 50 for Belgrave. Probably not the best. It might work out though. Ball punched back in towards the corridor. All the representation though with the Brookers here. Eventually they spin their way out of trouble. Back inside forward 50 they go. Where's Ship? Brown got rid of his man. It wasn't Brown. Sorry, in fact I think it was Trevora who's taken the mark. And this just to steady the ship for the Brookers. So this to get it back out to a 9-point difference. Gembrook Cockatoo, undefeated all season. Does it hold the line? It does! And the Brookers get one back. And they needed that one badly. Back out to a 9-point difference, 6-3-39 to 4-6-30.
They definitely needed that one. You could tell they were under siege and they didn't quite know what to do. That's the first really time this quarter they've looked threatening. And I'd say it's even the first time this half that they've looked super, super threatening. Like, obviously they've scored, but they just looked quite dangerous just then. And Belgrave really need to, this next play, just get one on the board and see if they can play out the rest of the game with just a 3-point margin and get one back.
Exactly right, Adam. They just needed to hold their composure. They've got that goal, so Belgrave back to requiring 2 goals. We're definitely past the halfway mark now this final quarter. Maybe a chance here for Thomas McDonald. Got the handball away.
6 minutes to go.
High contact, and this is going to go Belgrave's way. They'll be inside forward 50 in a couple of moments, you would think. Spruan provides a lead. The kick will go beyond him, though. Can the mark be taken? Might spill out the back. Maybe a chance here for that man, Lun Wilson. Through comes the umpire, and it will be a stoppage deep inside Belgrave's forward 50.
So here's Belgrave's chance to answer up, get one back, get it going their way now.
They need one here now, Trent, I reckon.
Ball's thrown up now. Here it goes, snap across the body. It's going to go wide, well off target and miss the whole lot. So Gembrook Cockatoo will have the ball back in their hands. 9 points the margin. 12.5 minutes gone, so we've got 5.5 minutes gone left in this game.
Yep.
So just waiting to regain the ball and it's thrown back. And not even, so they're time wasting at this point.
That's it. Precious seconds.
The crowd know exactly what they're doing. So the Brookers with the ball in the back pocket. And they decide to go long down the line to the pack. Can it might be taken out the front? Not quite. Handball in the front of the pack. Spruan goes in and lays his body around, trying to get it out. His Sprouse as well. The umpire's going to blow his whistle to ball this one up right in front of us here on the 60 years Gembrook Sports
Ground
logo.
sign.
So the ball will be thrown back up. Besley gets the tap down for Belgrave, but it looks like it might be Gembrook Cockatoo can get it moving. Oh, another strong tackle laid there over the line. And most of the time you've seen, when they've hit each other hard, they've got up and nothing's really carried on afterwards. It's like a sign of respect.
It is, yeah, that's it.
If this was any other game, we'd see they'd let them know about it.
Oh, exactly right. There'd be remonstration from both sides. You're right, Trent.
So the ball will be thrown back up now. They have Besley tapped down as they look to move it forward here. Another tackle later. Appeal for holding the ball. So the ball will be thrown up. Don't start laughing at him. So Oh.
Now or never for Belgrave.
So now the ball to be thrown back up. Besley, can he get the tap down? No, it is Gembrook 2 move forward. Is this going to stay in play? Not quite. And the crowd get their skin over the ball now. 3.5 minutes gone.
This is what the Brookers need to do. Just repeat stoppages will work.
Yeah, 100% it will. Just be thrown up. The ball's thrown back up now. Oh, Besley goes in with his head and headbutts it. Gains a little bit of territory. And a bit going on after it as well. As I said, there was a bit of respect being shown from both teams. We get a bit of a push and shove.
Oh, dear.
Good headbutt, though.
Definitely.
It's a top 10 headbutt.
World Cup's coming up soon, I believe. Aussie's qualified, so... Oh, and we got another one! There's 2 in a row! 2 in a row! And now we move forward. Here go the Brookers. Tuck it under their arm and go, how's the bounce favourite? Belgrave trying to trap it in front of him, but now, here go the Brookers. Another big tackle lead. Umpire lets him play it out. Hamble and the halfback. Here they go, bursting his way through there. Chavore. He puts it into open space, but now it is Belgrave. Another big tackle laid there by Yo. But again, Belgrave have it, moving it forward is Thomas McDonald. Then they kick it long down the line, but it's going to be turned over. An intercept mark taken there by Stephen Wright.
Beautifully done by Wright. Calm and composed as anything. He goes out wide with the kick. Harrop should be able to run under it. He's got an overlap handball option. It was beautifully smothered though by Bilston. Belgrave, maybe one last roll of the dice. Bilston has to get the kick away, and he does. And a downfield free kick will be paid. This might be a chance for Belgrave. Now, hey, surely this has got to be 25. Michael Hicks, he just ran away about 25 metres. Now there's a bit of remonstration. Long kick inside forward 50 coming off the boot of Fraser. Oh, here we go. They're going to get one in the back. Belgrave. Back. 2-3 points the difference. Besley has nailed it. There's still a couple of minutes left in this game. Whoa. Besley has nailed it. They need to get the ball back into the middle quickly, Belgrave, and they know it. Besley with the crumbs out the back. 5-6-36 to 6-3-39. About 2 minutes left in the grand final. And suddenly, this game once again well and truly alive, Adam.
It's certainly getting hated, isn't it? Just get that one over the back of the pack, Besley. Oh, really massive to come off the free kick of that huge bump as well. Minute and a half of the clock.
Back in the middle, not too long to go. Can Gembrook Cockatoo, is that holding the ball? Umpire calls them to go. Huge numbers around the contest. The Brookers want to clog it up. Belgrave need to get the ball out of there. They're going to get the centre clearance. They'll go inside forward 50. 2 1-on-1. Ball spills to ground level. Kick out of the pack. Here go. Oh, it's rushed over to safety. Can you believe that? A free kick. It's a free kick. Belgrave will end up in the goal square. Can you believe this?
Look at the Belgrave crowd in front of us.
The undefeated Gembrook Cockatoo suddenly are under siege.
Besley again.
Besley, who kicked the goal to get it back to 3 points. This to put Belgrave in front with less than a minute to go in the Veterans Grand Final. What a moment in this game. He will soak up the seconds. Besley puts it away. And Belgrave are in front for the first time tonight.
And he's...
There's a conference on the goal line. What is going on? It's a behind. Besley's missed. He's missed from the goal square.
And he waved off the Gembrook crowd too after he kicked it.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Besley has missed from the goal square. And Gembrook Cockatoo should hold on. He's booted it in the next suburb, Trent. Oh my
no.
Goodness me. How?
Oh.
Besley will be left to ponder how and why he's let that happen. The siren will go. Gembrook Cockatoo should be home now. The upset of the season was not to be. And Gembrook Cockatoo are your Veterans Premiers for season 2025. Controversy here at Gembrook Recreation Reserve. A kick from the goal square missed. And the Brookers hang on in an absolute cliffhanger. Adam, what have we just witnessed?
I don't know what to do with any part of my body at the moment. That was an insane ending to an insane game. And it was a fantastic contest, and they just couldn't get there. Belgrave had quite a few great opportunities and just couldn't get it done, and it's a shame that one missed in the goal square. Just seconds to go in the quarter.
An anticlimactic finish, and Belgrave couldn't quite get the job done. Congratulations to Gembrook Cockatoo. They are your Veterans Premiers for season 2025, and thank you to everyone for tuning in. Trent and Adam, thank you for joining me in the commentary box.
Not a problem.
And what a night, what a game.
Go and get your MC duties on now.
Yeah, no, we'll have to get down there. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. Goodbye for now.
I'd now like to call up Outer East President Mark Sargent to come up to the podium and present the medals. I'd now like to call up from our umpiring panel Ross Priestley to collect the umpires' medals. We'll now present our best on ground medal for the Veterans Grand Final. From Gembrook Cockatoo, number 57, Ben Fenton. I'd like to call up Belgrave coach Hill to please say a few words.
Oh, righto. First of all, just want to congratulate Gembrook. Outstanding year. You were the benchmark all year, and it was actually really good. Big thank you to Mark for all your support this year of helping us get our vets up. When I can ring you and have a chat, okay, or a message, it really helps set out our squad. Ripping win, enjoy it. That's what footy's about, community sport, getting us all old blokes together and enjoying a kick. So, congratulations. In a minute. To Bally, boys, ripping game, ripping. And I think you should keep your heads up. We've had an outstanding season. We had a motto going in this year was making history. First ever vets team for Belgrave, and I think you've done it very, very proud. So, thank you.
Oh, okay, all right.
Last couple of minutes was just crazy. So, first of all, Belgrave, what a bloody contest tonight, boys. You can hold your heads up. You've had it there for the last second, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. You've been super competitive this year, super fierce. It's always been a huge contest and well battled out to the end when we've played you. So thanks for a great contest, and hold your heads up, and we'll see you again next year. To our we've had a bloody year. Just start of the year we had 22 blokes registered and we finished with 34, and a couple unlucky to miss out tonight. But from our trainers to our timekeepers to our team managers, everybody's been a part of a massive group, and we've gelled really well and been a super tight group. So I'm super proud of that and super proud of you boys. You're all a ripper bunch of blokes. So let's enjoy it. Let's celebrate it. These things don't happen too often and they could easily have gone the other way. So let's make the most of it. Let's have a good time. And thanks to all our supporters for turning up. Really good support. Probably a bit vicious towards the end there, but we appreciate it. So thanks for all. Hopefully we can all enjoy this together.
Thank you. Just want to start here, mate. Who's the captain?
Mark Gerisha, number 5.
Number 5.
The premiership medals to our premiership side at Gembrook Cockatoo. So first up, number 2, Stephen Colosimo. Number 3, Michael Hicks. Number 6, Tim. Number 6, Tim.
Yeah, maybe. See how we go.
7, Andrew Ship. Number 8, Luke Mawson. Number 9, David Entwistle. Number 12, Neil Brown. Number 12, Neil Brown. Number 15, Ben Nobelius. Number 16, Stephen Goff. Number 19, Nathan Demar. Number 20, Kerry Ashford. Number 24, Stephen Wright. Number 25, David Neal. Number 27, Matthew Gretsch. Number 28, Daniel Wilkie. Number 29, Baz Comack. Number 30, Todd Pye. Number 32, Tim Aldridge. Number 34, Cade Yo. Number 35, Michael Scott. Number 36, Alex Rakanui. Number 37, Sean Webster. Number 40, Jamie Brown. Number 52, Shane Harrop. Number 57, Ben Fenton. Number 59, Clint Osawaya. Number 64, Dylan Trevora. And the captain, number 5, Mark Garenza. We'll now present the Premiership Cup to our 2025 Outer East Veteran Premiers, Gembrook Cockatoo.